Trust, yeah. Competition looking hella washed. But you said you ain't tricks, man, I got what you drove. Yeah, looking at the game, it's looking hella toss. Yeah, running circles round it while they're trying to cross. Yeah, fast creative players, I want 10 of those. Yeah, this year I'm playing, smashing hella pros. Yeah, about to witness one tactical masterclass. Yeah, you gon' get embarrassed if you dare pose. Fight for Lego Padme, fight for Lego Padme, nah 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 nah. Nah 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 nah. Yeah, fight for Lego Padme, fight for Lego Padme. Hey, my goodness me. Chaps and chapheads, welcome back to another episode of A Road to Glory. That was the most kind of official sort of intro to the video that you ever see. And my goodness me, Yao Felix going for a bang early doors. If you haven't already seen, by the way, we're 13-1. It's a pretty decent record considering that right now we didn't actually buy any new players. The board of directors, they just didn't want me spending any of that money. They actually, you know, I think England's going back into lockdown, isn't it? But for some reason, the bank account's on lockdown. I actually I put in the debit card, the team debit card, because Lego Padme FC has got this special little kind of debit card, which has a picture of Lego Padme on there, so it's like really vibey too. And I've put it in, and it said card declined. Now, what's a man to do? Really, what's a man to do with no racks? I think I made it very clear before this weekend that I needed the racks. You know, I've stormed in after that. I've just sprinted towards the Lego Padme big building. It's actually a big skyscraper, really scraping the skies at times. And I've just said to him, I've just walked in, I've grabbed a little cup of green tea, which they're serving actually complimentary, and I think I got a bag of Skittles as well. And, you know, I got so much complimentary items that by the time that I reached the board of directors' office, I didn't have nothing to complain about. I just had a cup of green tea and I was feeling vibey. And then they're like, anything to say, lad? And I was just like, I was just a bit chuffed with what I had there. They actually gave me a Lego figure as well. They gave me like a Lego Indiana Jones set and everything. I was just playing with that, building it. I completely forgot about the complaint. So I completely forgot to say that we need some rags. So in other news as well, I've seen a lot of people complaining recently, our travelling fans, about going to the FUT Champions Stadium. So it's quite clear, it's become abundantly clear really, that nobody else is anywhere near our standards when it comes to the stadium. They haven't got the lumbar support seats. They're not giving out the Skittles at half time. They're not almost like a pantomime. This is a new thing that we've been doing recently. Is at half time we close the curtains all around the stands and all around where all of the fans sit, all of the faithful. And we just give out ice cream tubs at half time, just for the vibes. And we'll play some banging music, a little Star Wars Cantina music just going out. And yeah, these seats and stuff like that have been awful. I've actually seen Chris Salt, I think it's Chris Salt, it might be, we'll just call it Sea Salt for now, has actually put out a complaint saying that he didn't get any sweets from the vending machine. My goodness me, but, you know, a lot of people are hearing this now. They're certainly concerned, but they might also be thinking there might be something to be a little bit more concerned about now. We were just 2-1 up there. And all of a sudden, this guy's looking to go at it again. So, if you didn't already know that I hired a designated scream in the past, honestly, you should have heard him when this went in. Now, I was mad. I honestly, I didn't even know what to do at this point. I usually tell stories of literally how I just run onto the pitch and all sorts of stuff like that, throwing an Evian bottle across the pitch. I just kind of sunk in my chair, and I kept sinking. I don't know whether it was a reclining chair, but it actually went really far back. And then I just looked up. I think I was looking up at someone on the bench, and he was crying, like looking really mad, like, why didn't you play me, boss? He was like looking up at me. I was like, if you can imagine, I was leaning all the way back in my chair. I'm looking up at one of my players. He's like, why didn't you play me, boss? It's not fair. And like all of this, like, he's getting all emotional. I was just like, piss off, lad. Clicked the button, like swung forward on my chair, went flying off my chair, landed on the grass. And then all the away fans were laughing at me. Yes, they're CGI, but it's still embarrassing, man. And they caught it on camera as well. I was dead on the floor pretty much. So at this point, I need to get my team going again, because they just seem like a machine that's run out of steam. They seem like they've got nothing left to give after that. And I'll tell you what, I don't even blame them. Like, a lot of these players in the changing rooms and stuff, I've had to make up all sorts of stories for why the board of directors are not spending any money. I've said like, oh, their card's been declined, we're having a problem with the bank and stuff like that. But, you know, I think my players are starting to sense it. I think my players, you know, they're not the most intelligent, really. I'll be honest, they're actually pretty thick. They're pretty dumb. But even they're sensing that there's something going on here. And Vinicius, clearly starting a bit of mutiny. He's not happy with the board of directors. He actually looked up, as you can see, shaking his head. He was actually looking up at Lego Padme and the board of directors. Now, I don't blame Lego Padme. To me, she is royalty type thing, you know. Like, we can't really be blaming Lego Padme at all. And I've spoken to Lego Padme. I've had a good old chit-chat with the Lego figure herself. And from what I've heard, it doesn't sound like it's her fault at all. It doesn't sound like it's anything to do with her. So, you know, there's a portion of fans saying Lego Padme out and all of this rubbish. It's like, excuse me, you ought to know who you're talking to type thing, you know. She's the one that put this all together. It's actually the board of directors that have just been a whole lot of clowns, you know. I know it's Halloween and all that, but they're dressing up all year round. Full-on clowns. So, João Felix getting a goal here. So what are we? Fifth? I think we're 16-2 at this point. You know, it's respectable. There's 4 hours left of the tournament. I've got to rally up the players properly now. I've got to come up with even better stories. I was focusing more on my storytelling, and I had to come up with a really good, full story, rather than actually focusing on what sort of strategies to go with. I just kind of stuck with the same strats for the most part. But Ousmane Dembele, perhaps he actually believed. He believed one of them. He actually believed it. What an absolute fraud. My goodness me. So we get a 3-0 win there. We need that. We need the results. I don't know, some of the more kind of rough lads in the team just showing up at times. But what on earth are you meant to do against this kind of establishment? We've actually come up against Jabba, who's literally arrived from Jabba's palace, and he's just gone on the sail barge, on the team bus kind of thing. He's gone on the sail barge and arrived at the stadium. And I've seen him up in the royal box laughing. Best believe I was looking up on my binoculars. I could just see his mouth moving. He was proper chuckling and everything. Just watching like Johan Cruyff and all of his players just rip me apart. We managed to get a goal back. Lego Padme was looking quite pleased with that. But at the end of the day, what are we supposed to do up against a massive powerhouse in the outer rim? There's nothing you can do. The guy runs the show. He really does. And yeah, we're 3-1 down here. Cristiano Ronaldo, we're getting rinsed. Neymar Jr. giving it back to your boy Philip Lahm. They've got the best of the best. They've actually had. If you're wondering why some of these players that are icons or like haven't played for a long time, like Philip Lahm and all of that, they actually stored them in cryo chambers, so they're actually perfect condition still. They're pretty much still in their prime. You know, it's quite incredible what Jabba's been able to do with some of his technology, but just isn't available to the rest of us. And after the game, I was thinking of raging to the boy. I was thinking of lashing out and just telling him, like, mate, you're a dickhead and all of this. But I actually ended up saying, you're a top lad, and I was trying to shake his hand. Has he even got hands? I don't even know. But I basically just was being all nicey with him type thing, because I know that if I can get a deal with the Hut Cartel, you know, we're in business. You know, maybe we could double up on our racks type thing. So, you know, it's important to keep your friends closer and your enemies closer in some ways, because you need the racks. You really do, and Lego Padme knew it too. So, Miller giving it through to your boy Luka Modric, looking to make an impact. Keeper comes up with a save, João Felix. A bit of technique on the volley there. I've seen him in training. He's been kind of practicing a lot more than all the other people, and well, so that I have to say, it's not that difficult. The other lads have only been training for about 5 minutes and giving up. Complete mutiny at this point. They're just going on instinct, really. They're just kind of going on talent. They're not turning up at all. I'm not happy with the players, but I mean, at the same time, I'm happy with the fact that we've managed to get 18-3 at this stage. Like, considering, you know, it's the same team as last week. We've not managed to get any new signings. We've technically, I guess we've saved money. You know, the board of directors and Lego Padme will be happy about that. There is still money in the bank. But it's just a little bit of a shame that we couldn't get any players and show some real ambition. I'm just hoping that perhaps, you know, if this is a bad weekend league finish, that the board of directors are going to sort of wake up. Maybe they're in a cryo chamber. You know, maybe they're going to wake up and suddenly see, like, hang on a jiffy, we got a shocking team. But they're still showing a bit of grit. You know, the keeper coming up with a save there. He's actually read him. He's done something with the eyes there, and he's just dived nice and early there. Kante not saving that, and he was crying after the game. So, what's the record now? So we're looking at 19-3, which is, it's actually pretty solid. To be quite honest with you, like, it's actually pretty decent. Coming up against a 4-2-4. Don't know whether this guy's a strategist. I don't know, man. I really doubt it, to be honest. He looked a little bit fraudulent. So Vinicius Jr. just looking to attack that left side nice and early. And that's the thing that you need to do against these kind of teams that don't know what they're doing. And they're more likely to... I don't know, to be honest, they're just a danger to themselves. They've just given it to Luka Modric in the box, and he's doing some little chicken dance celebration. I mean, that's just, quite frankly, embarrassing for the opposition. But, you know, we'll take it. We'll take that little goal, you know. If they're just going to give us goals like that, quite happily take it every day of the week. So Vinicius Jr. has actually moved to the up front row, I believe, in this game. Gets it across João Felix, and we catch him. And it was actually end-to-end stuff at this point. It was almost like there's no strategies. Like, they're playing no strats, so fair enough. I don't expect them to have any sort of strategy anyway. But my team just aren't listening. They're not listening to nothing. So, yeah, we're currently 20 wins, 7 games remaining. We actually get a brand new signing. Legitimately a brand new signing, but he cost next to nothing. It was actually someone that was already at the club. I think he was like sweeping up the lower decks of a sail barge, actually. No, I think we got him from the Hut Cartel, but we just got him on a cheap kind of loan deal almost. So, yeah, I mean, we'll take a couple of players here and there, but if we're coming up against teams like this, you might as well just... I don't even know what to say, man. I mean, this is basically the Galactic Empire turning up in a Star Destroyer with a Death Star overhead. You know, this is just ridiculous, this team. I don't even know what to say to this. He's getting the ball with Ronaldo. And at this point, I'm like, all right, I'm trying to come up with a game plan on the spot because obviously we didn't go into the game knowing we're coming up against this. It's just, you know, we realised at the last second this team just sort of hopped out the bus, face after face. You almost don't believe what you're seeing. Ronaldo. Oh, look, another Ronaldo. Mbappe. At that point, you're just like, yeah, might as well call it there type thing. So, yeah, I didn't really know how to defend against this team, I'll be honest. They were just too good. Too much technical ability. Just too much for us. And sometimes, you know, I think there is good in just sometimes admitting you've met your match, really. Like, we have met our match because we couldn't do anything here. They're pressing very intently. They actually played kind of a high-pressing 4-2-2. Very, very high line. This is actually like... I managed to get a consolation goal here, but this is the highest line I think I've ever seen. And my attackers were legitimately slower than his defence. It was impossible. You might as well just called it the impossible task. Couldn't get any time on the ball. It was pressing that intently. It was a proper, well put together strategy, and I think it was actually Admiral Thrawn that was behind their team. So I didn't really expect anything from this game, and well, I didn't get anything from it. I'll tell you that for fun. Look at it, man. He's just, at this point, he's just doing stupid little skills of R9 or whatever, and yeah, I just have to sit here in my seat and just get the popcorn out and just enjoy losing, which sounds a bit stupid, but some of the skills that they were coming up with was actually kind of jokes. Like, we were just having a little laugh. It was almost like a little comedy show, just watching my pathetic players, really pathetic, just trying to deal with them and failing horribly. So Ronaldo, look at that. I mean, it's disgusting. It really is disgusting what he's doing. Look, he's doing little dances. They got little dance routines. They probably don't even have to turn up to training. I mean, my players aren't turning up to training, but they could just practice their little dance and do a little footloose type vibe. So, yeah, 6-1 at this point in time. I don't really have an answer at all to what I'm seeing here. I'm just trying to switch up the strategy. Maybe try and get a goal or two. And then Llorente, we get another consolation goal. I mean, I actually did make sure to put it on my CV to say that we have scored 2 goals against Thrawn and his fantastic team. So, João Felix up top once again for this game. I think we're playing... We might have been playing a 3-4-2-1 in this game and dropping João Felix. Actually, no, we played the 3-1-4-2 for that game because we wanted a bit more defensive solidity. And then I think from there we actually continued with a 3-1-4-2, even though the 3-4-2-1 was actually working kind of well. So I think I might have actually been in the wrong there. I think I might have actually made a mistake. So we go 2-0 up in this game. And we're kind of knocking the ball around pretty well. João Felix. Oh yeah, no, there's 2-1. Sorry, I think I got the score wrong there, but João Felix gets a ball. We're looking to do the most again. Ousmane Dembele slotting in. Vinicius Jr. tucks it away. And that's better from the team. That's much better from the team. So 3-1 up. We're looking to expose them even more. And it's a lovely in-behind ball played by Luka Modric. Ousmane Dembele to finish the game. What's he going to do? Keeper comes up with a save. Keeper saves it. And now they're coming back. Up the other end. Llorente's had a mare. What's he doing? Oh, no. Oh, no. What's he doing, man? Hazard passing it to Salah, and all of a sudden the game changes. It's a swing of the pendulum, and it's really strange when this kind of stuff happens. He plays it across Semedo. Is that really a penalty? I think he might have got the player there. He's missed a ball. What an absolute fraud. And then now it's 3-3. So the game's completely flipped on its head. At this point, I'm looking over at my new assistant manager, another assistant manager. I've got so many. They're all frauds, really. Nicholas Breslin. And he looked the most clueless out of all of us. I don't know. I wasn't even the one that hired him. It was one of the board of directors because he was going for cheap. And he happened to do some deal with, like, Wensleydale Cheese or something. So we've got some really big sponsorship deal with them. And we needed that money as well. So it just, to me, I hate to speak out against the club kind of publicly on a show like this where actually the media team is releasing all of the highlights. But, you know, board of directors, I'm kind of questioning you, man. So I actually went against the will of the board of directors. I've just gone ahead and sold the whole team. Now, they found out about this, and Lego Padme said, all right, fair enough, like, that was actually quite a good decision. But she actually said to me, there's one problem. They've completely cut the funding for the rest of this weekend, so I can't even give you access to the money. You need to build a squad for less money than what you've just received for that squad. So luckily we had a lot of players that were kind of lying around that had been thrown onto... I think they were sat in like the Sarlacc pit, and we just tossed a rope down and just kind of got them all back. And yeah, so we've got a decent team here now that are basically, a lot of them ex-players that used to play for the team, the likes of Emre Can, Julian Brandt coming back to the team, in Insigne as well. And then we've just signed a couple of them back. I actually got rid of the keeps and signed them again 2 seconds later. Baby, come back. It's that kind of vibe from Transformers or whatever. In when is that? When he's like sitting with Bumblebee or whatever, driving the whip, and then Megan Fox is like running off, and it's getting a bit scary, man. So yeah, Heung-min Son trying to get a shot away. Falls from Misa Sissoko, not a great start. And I have to mention as well, we need 3 wins out of 3. If this club is going to get a top finish, you know, because maybe the board of directors, one might argue, are trying to just get us like the minimum gold 1. We're trying to get elite. This is like a passion project. We're just trying to get 3 wins out of the last 3 games after bottling and losing 4 in a row. And we're playing the false 9 as well. We're playing the old strat. So Julian Brandt gets it and he bangs it, man. He's so sick in that half space. I'm telling you, Julian Brandt will punish you in that half space. So Visca opens it up. Insigne gets the ball across, back for Visca. It's 3-1. And this team's playing, like, this team's playing for the badge. This team's fighting for us. Because they're all former players. They got passion. And they've got some strats as well, the 4-3-3 false 9. We're really able to control the midfield. We're really able to kind of dictate the game. And Julian Brandt running at him here, just doing the most here, but he gets tackled. But look about his fight. Although he doesn't actually win the ball there, look at him fighting for the ball. Like the second ball, the third ball. Gets it across, bang. I mean, come on, man. Look at the fight of this team. And they cost next to nothing. Really next to nothing. And they're doing a lot better than the previous team. So, you know, that's game 1 out of 3. Can we win 2 more? We just have to win the last 2. That's what I said to him. I just said, come on, if you win this last 2, you'll perhaps go down as legends. But we're coming up against Mbappe. What can you do? Like, these are tough teams. Gelson Martins, though. They're not giving up. They just had that extra bit of resilience, an extra bit of grit. Julian Brandt, he's been fantastic. What a finish there, just slotting it with his left boot. We're looking to get another goal. Julian Brandt popping up in the half space. Emre Can. Insigne in the other half space, the left-hand side. Visca. Brandt making a run through. Gelson Martins. Look, we're completely stretching him. Martins across. Look at that. Such a well-worked goal. Making it 2-1. I was screaming now. I was fully screaming. Rashford, though, looking to fight. Gets it across. A little bit of a shame there. The fireworks going off. Oh, it's a little bit annoying, man. Come on. Just come on, man. I beg. I actually beg Rafa down this left-hand side. Visco. What can he do here? Rafa, of course, being one of the new signings. He's just a pacey lad. He's got a bit of grit. Gives it to your boy Visco. Julian Brandt. We open him up again. Gelson Martin slots it. Top bins. What a finish. What a finish. And now we're looking to run riot. It's like at this point of the game, the team just looked like they just wanted to... They didn't want to win. They wanted to slaughter the opponent. They wanted to make a mockery of them. Really. So Gelson Martin just waits for the keeper and he actually bangs in another one to make it 4-2. And they leave. So you know what that means? It's going down to the last game. Oh, man. It's all going down to the last game. Oh, my days. The pressure on Jose Mourinho, who's the figurehead for the club. He's sat at the front. We're actually pulling the strings backstage, but he is sat there. His job potentially on the line. Board of directors laughing. They can't even believe that we're actually in, after a pretty shambolic weekend, we're actually in for a shout of getting elite. And then this happens. I'm sorry, but what kind of team is this? I mean, come on. That's just ridiculous. You got two of the best base card defenders in the game. You got just ridiculous players everywhere, Mbappe and co. Can we get a result? And also, this game, as Goldbranson scores, a player who usually gets subbed on right at the start, everyone fighting. This game was actually after FUT Champions finished. It was about... So it started 5 minutes before the FUT Champions tournament actually ended. And then it was going on during the aftermath, pretty much, like after it already finished. So at this point, it's 1-1. It's an all-out brawl. It's probably both... Well, it definitely is both of our last games that we can possibly play. So both teams were fighting. Visco getting a little bit of luck. And I think you kind of create your own luck when you're fighting this hard, when you're pressing this intensely, when you're getting in those positions. Gelson Martins now going down the right-hand side. What's he going to do? Go on, lad. Little bit of skills. Visco. Oh, my days. 3-1. We're actually... At this point, we're kind of like... We're playing out of our skin. We can't even believe that we're actually beating this team. But Gerrard plays it through for Ronaldo. And he slots it away to make it 3-2. And all of a sudden... It's looking scary again. 3-3. So as soon as, you know, it looked like it was all going to happen. It was all going to happen. It was all going to come together. It went wrong. But in the corner, we catch him out. Emre Can. Oh, my days. We completely caught him out. So we switched to a 4-1-4-1, which is basically a kind of more defensive and more kind of solid, reliable formation to see out the game than a 4-3-3 false 9. And we just looked to kind of slow down the play. I told him to slow down the tempo, man. We really just have to keep a lot of the ball and just control the game. So Visco gets it across. Gelson Martins, mate, my voice is really just failing to work towards the end here. I'll tell you what, man. We're fighting all the way, though. Rafa gives it to your boy Visco. Everyone on their last legs trying to fight. And that's that. So we did it. Absolute heroes, to be honest. And I'm going to put up a big fight with the board of directors. Me and Lego Padme are going to have a chat with the board of directors for the next weekend. But we managed to secure somehow Elite 3. Week 1, we got Elite 2. And then Elite 3 in the second week. So it's 2 Elite finishes, not bad. Anyway, chaps and chappets, I'll see you in a jiff. Oof.